Here we go. I want you to imagine something with me. I want you to imagine you're a magnet. Yes, a living, breathing magnet that is constantly pulling things into your life. But here's the catch: you're not drawing in what you want, you're attracting what you are. Think about that for a second. Really, really think about it. Because if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like life just isn't aligning with your dreams, then the question becomes, who are you being? Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but Wayne, I know exactly what I want. I've visualized it, I've put it on my vision board, I've meditated, I've written it down, and that's wonderful, it really is. But that vision board, those goals, they're only part of the equation. Because unless you align with the frequency of what you're calling in, it's like trying to tune into a radio station with static your frequency, and your desires simply won't match up. Imagine you're sitting by a river. You see the water flowing smooth and steady, moving gracefully around the rocks and branches in its path. The water doesn't stop because there's a rock in the way, it just flows around it. Here's a little hook to pull you in. What if, right now, you let go of the person you've been and embrace the person you could be? Let go of the past stories, the ones that say, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I don't deserve this. Those are just stories. And what's fascinating is that they're only as real as you make them. We often cling to these old stories like a lifeline, but the truth is, they're the very thing that's keeping us from stepping into who we truly are. Here's an exercise for you. I want you to imagine that you're meeting yourself as a child. Imagine that pure, innocent energy, that untainted curiosity. Feel the joy that little version of you held. Somewhere along the way, that part of you got covered up with expectations, fears, limiting beliefs. But here's the beauty: that childlike self, that true essence, is still there, just waiting to be uncovered. So here's what you can do. Start small. Start by letting go of just one limiting belief. Maybe it's that you're not worthy of love, or that success is hard to come by. Take a moment to acknowledge that belief. Really look at it. Ask yourself, where did this come from? Does it serve me? And then just let it go. Imagine setting down an old, heavy bag filled with everything you've been carrying: judgments, doubts, worries. Feel the relief of setting that weight down. Because, my friend, this journey is about releasing, not holding on. Think about it this way: the universe is listening to your energy, not your words. You could be saying, I want success, I want abundance, but if you're vibrating on a frequency of fear, lack, or doubt, you're going to attract more of that into your life. But if you start being grateful for what you have right now, if you start living as though everything you desire is already yours, that's when the magic happens. See yourself as limitless, because you truly are. I'm not talking about some fluffy, feel-good idea here. I'm talking about the very essence of your being. You have the power to change your energy, your frequency at any moment. And when you do that, the entire world shifts around you. Here's another question for you. Who would you be if you stripped away all the labels, the titles, the roles, the shoulds and shouldn't tees? Imagine yourself without any of those, because underneath it all, at the very core of your being, you are infinite potential. You are as boundless as the ocean, as limitless as the sky. And when you tap into that, when you let that version of yourself come forward, you will attract into your life people, opportunities, and experiences that resonate with that truth. This is the part where I tell you, let go of needing to control every little thing. Let go of the version of yourself that needs validation from others, that fears rejection, that worries about the future. When you become someone who trusts, someone who loves, someone who believes in the abundance of life, that's when the world will align with your highest self. You see, we live in a society that tells us to constantly chase after what we want. But here's what I believe: don't chase, attract. Become the energy that naturally pulls in what you desire. Align with love, and love will find you. Align with abundance, and abundance will flow to you. Align with joy, and your life will become filled with joy. And when doubt creeps in, when you feel that pull to go back to those old patterns, remember that you have the power in each moment to choose a new path. That's all it takes, a choice, a decision to stop being the person you were yesterday and to start becoming the person you know you truly are. So let's do it right now. Let's shed those layers one by one. Let go of the self that says, I'm not ready, because guess what? You're ready right here, right now. Let go of the version of yourself that's holding on to past hurts, past regrets. Free yourself from the need to be perfect, the need to have all the answers. You don't need all the answers, you just need to take the first step. Now picture yourself as you are right now, and then imagine yourself shedding that version like a snake shedding its old skin. Visualize the you that's stepping forward, the one that's fully aligned, fully aware, fully present. The one who knows that life is happening for them, not to them. The one who is ready to step into their power. Because here's the truth, you don't have to become someone else to attract what you desire. You just have to become more of who you truly are. And the best part, when you start aligning with this version of yourself, you stop needing the outside world to give you validation. You stop relying on others to make you feel whole. You realize that you are whole, that you have always been whole, and that everything you need is already within you. This isn't about some magic formula. This is about you reclaiming the power that's always been yours. The power to create, to love, to attract a life that reflects your truest self. This is about stepping into the energy of gratitude, of faith, of love. And when you do that, the universe has no choice but to mirror that back to you. So right now, as you're listening to these words, I want you to take a deep breath. And as you exhale, let go. Let go of the person you were 5 minutes ago. Let go of the person you were yesterday, and welcome the you that's emerging in this moment. Welcome the version of you that's aligned, that's centered, that's ready to receive everything that life has to offer. All right, here's what I want you to consider. The universe isn't some distant entity floating out there in the cosmos. It's not outside of you, it's within you. Everything you've ever dreamed of, every possibility, every glimmer of potential, it's all right there inside. And I'm not just talking about in some abstract way. I mean literally in the truest sense that you are connected to every possibility that exists. Imagine this for a second, you are a co-creator of your reality. You, right now, are sitting at the center of your universe. And the energy you put out, the beliefs you hold, the love, the gratitude, the power, it's all reflected back to you by the universe within. If you could see yourself from a higher perspective, you'd see that you are an integral part of this cosmic dance, this grand tapestry of existence. And as part of it, you already have everything you could ever need. Every desire, every dream you've had, it's all within reach because it's all within you. Now let's take a deep dive into what this really means. Let's talk about potential. What if I told you that your potential is limitless? And I don't mean that in the way we've all heard before. I mean it as a fundamental truth. You see, the only thing limiting your potential is the way you see yourself. If you see yourself as small, as limited, as unworthy, that's exactly what the universe will reflect back to you. But if you start to see yourself as connected, as expansive, as capable of embodying the very things you desire, that's when the universe within you comes alive. You are more powerful than you realize. And here's why, because the moment you understand that the universe isn't outside of you, you begin to understand that every feeling, every thought, every belief is a conversation with the universe. When you believe something wholeheartedly, it echoes back to you. So the question becomes, what are you echoing? Are you echoing doubt, fear, limitations, or are you echoing possibility, courage, love? Let's get personal here. Think of something you've been longing for. Maybe it's love, maybe it's success, maybe it's a deeper sense of purpose. Now close your eyes and feel it as if it's already there within you. Don't just think about it. Feel it. Feel the joy, feel the relief, feel the excitement. What you're doing here is aligning yourself with the frequency of that desire. You're tuning yourself to that reality, and because the universe exists within, you're sending a signal that you're ready to experience it. That's the secret. When you feel it within, you begin to see it in your life. Think about it like tuning into a radio station. If you're on the wrong frequency, you can't hear the music, but when you tune in, suddenly the music comes through clear and beautiful. Your desires are no different. They exist right here, right now, just on another frequency. And when you align with them, you bring them into your reality. Here's something profound to consider. The more you connect with that inner universe, the less you'll need to control things on the outside. You'll feel a shift, a lightness, a knowing that everything you need is already unfolding. It's like planting a seed and trusting that it will grow without digging it up every day to check its progress. When you tap into the universe within, you start to embody that trust. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Wayne, how do I access this? How do I live from this place? And I'm here to tell you, it's simpler than we often make it out to be. It starts with recognizing that you are already whole. All the love, all the abundance, all the joy, it's already there. It's not about getting something new. It's about uncovering what's already within. It's about peeling back the layers of doubt, of worry, of fear, and seeing yourself as the powerful, creative being that you are. What if, right now, you stopped seeking outside validation? What if, instead of looking for signs from the universe, you trusted that you are the sign, that the desires you have, the visions you hold, were planted in you for a reason? Because here's a truth that's often overlooked. If you feel a deep yearning for something, it's because that something is already connected to you. It's like a spark that's waiting to ignite, waiting for you to recognize it, to fan it into a flame. And here's a powerful thought: the universe isn't holding anything back from you. The only thing holding you back is the belief that you're separate from what you desire. But what if you let that go? What if, from this moment on, you saw yourself as one with the universe, as one with everything you desire? What if you started to live as though every opportunity, every possibility, every dream was already within your reach? Here's a little exercise. I want you to imagine that you're sitting in a dark room. Now, within this room, there's a small, dimly lit candle. That candle represents your awareness. Now imagine that as you focus on that candle, it begins to burn brighter and brighter until it fills the whole room with light. That light is your inner universe, your limitless potential. The more you focus on it, the brighter it becomes. And suddenly what was once dark and unknown is now illuminated. That's how your desires work. The more you focus on them from a place of already having, of already being, the more they come to life. And remember, the universe isn't out there, it's right here. When you tap into that light, when you align with it, you're aligning with all that's possible. The people, the resources, the opportunities, they all come to you as a reflection of the light you hold within. So let's drop the illusion of separation. Let's stop believing that we need to get anything from the outside. You already are everything you desire. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner the universe will start to mirror it back to you in ways that you could have never imagined. Here's something radical: love yourself so deeply, so completely, that you no longer look to the world to fill you up. When you're full within, the world outside naturally reflects that fullness. And this is where the magic really begins. Because when you stop looking for fulfillment out there, you open up the space to experience the joy, the love, the abundance that's already inside you. Take a deep breath with me right now. As you breathe in, feel that sense of wholeness filling your being. Feel that completeness. And as you breathe out, let go of any thoughts that tell you that you're not enough, that you're lacking, that you need something outside of you to make you whole. You are complete. You are infinite. The universe within you isn't something you have to earn or prove yourself worthy of. It's who you are. It's the energy that flows through every cell in your body, the love that radiates from your heart, the creativity that flows from your mind. And every time you tap into that, every time you align with it, you become a magnet for all the things that resonate with your true self. So as we sit here together, let's make a choice. Let's choose to live from that place within. Let's choose to see ourselves not as separate beings trying to reach something out there, but as limitless expressions of the universe, already connected to everything we could ever want. Remember, the universe isn't outside of you, it's within. And the more you connect with that truth, the more life will start to align in beautiful, unexpected ways. You'll begin to experience synchronicities, moments of pure serendipity, people, and opportunities flowing to you with ease. And it's not because you're lucky or special, it's because you've remembered who you are. You've remembered that you are already whole, already worthy, already connected. Imagine waking up every morning with that sense of completeness. Imagine feeling so deeply connected to the universe within that you no longer worry about what's to come or what's been. Imagine living each day with a sense of trust, a knowing that everything you need is already within you, just waiting for you to claim it. And that's the journey we're on right here, right now. It's a journey back to yourself, a journey to the universe within. So let's stop searching out there and start exploring in here. Because when you truly understand that the universe lives within you, that's when you awaken to the immense, boundless power that has always been yours. Everything you desire is within reach, waiting for you to see it, to feel it, to awaken to it. The only question is, are you ready? Are you ready to claim the power, the love, the joy that has been yours all along? Because when you are, the universe will meet you there with open arms, reflecting back to you all that you've ever dreamed. All right, I want you to imagine something with me. Picture every thought you have as a little magnet, drawing in energy and experiences that match its frequency. Each thought, every single one of them, is like a beacon, a signal you're sending out to the universe. So here's the question, what are you broadcasting? Are you sending out messages of abundance, love, and joy? Or are you, perhaps without even realizing it, broadcasting fear, doubt, and limitation? This is what I want to dive into with you today. Thoughts are magnets, and if we don't choose them wisely, we're like a radio constantly broadcasting static and noise instead of a clear, powerful signal. So let's get right into it, because once you fully understand this truth, you'll see that you have the power right here and now to start attracting a whole new reality. Now, think about the last time you caught yourself worrying. Maybe you were replaying a situation in your head. Maybe you were stressing about something that hadn't even happened yet. But every time you gave power to that thought, every time you allowed yourself to sink into that worry, you were actually inviting that energy into your life. You were attracting the very things you hope to avoid. Here's the secret, right at the heart of it all, what you focus on expands. Imagine for a moment that you're walking around with a tuning fork. You hit that fork and it vibrates at a certain frequency. Now, whatever is at that same frequency in the environment around you is going to resonate with that tuning fork. And your thoughts, they're just like that tuning fork. If you're vibrating at a frequency of fear, what's going to resonate with you? More fear, more doubt, more limitation. Now, you might be thinking, but Wayne, I can't control every thought I have. They just pop up, and that's true. Thoughts will come and go like clouds passing through the sky. But here's what you can do. You can choose which thoughts you give your energy to. You can choose which ones you feed. So if a thought of doubt comes up, you don't have to latch onto it. You don't have to invite it in and let it sit at the table. You can observe it and then gently release it. Let me give you an example. Imagine that you're planting a garden. Now, if you want a garden filled with flowers, with lush greens and vibrant colors, are you going to plant weeds? Of course not. You're going to plant seeds that will grow into the beautiful garden you envision. Your mind works the exact same way. Every thought you entertain is a seed you're planting in the garden of your mind. So the question becomes, what are you growing? It's a choice every day, every moment. You can choose thoughts that lift you up, thoughts that remind you of your limitless potential, thoughts that vibrate at the frequency of abundance and joy. And when you do that, you start attracting circumstances and people and opportunities that match those high vibrations. You start seeing synchronicities, things falling into place, as if the universe itself is aligning with you. Because it is. Here's a little hook for you. If you change your thoughts, you can change your entire life. And I don't mean in some vague, feel-good kind of way. I mean in a real, tangible, powerful way. Because when you shift your thoughts, you shift your thoughts. And when you shift your vibration, the world around you begins to shift too. Let's get practical here. I want you to do something. Take a moment, close your eyes, and think about something you really, truly want in your life. Maybe it's love, maybe it's financial freedom, maybe it's a sense of inner peace. Now, notice what kind of thoughts start to pop up as you focus on that desire. Do you immediately start thinking of reasons why it's not possible? Do doubts start creeping in, telling you all the ways it could go wrong? If that's happening, let me assure you, you're not alone. But here's where your power lies. When you notice those doubts, those limiting beliefs, you can choose to release them. You can choose to replace them with thoughts that affirm your desire. Thoughts like, I am worthy of love, I am open to abundance, I am aligned with peace. This is the work, my friends. This is the daily practice of choosing thoughts that align with the life you want to create. And it's a practice that transforms everything, because over time, those thoughts become beliefs. And when you believe in your worth, when you believe in abundance, when you believe in peace, the universe has no choice but to reflect that back to you. Let's look at it another way. Imagine you're watching a movie. Now, the scenes you're watching are just the result of a script, right? If you want to change what you're seeing, you've got to go back and change the script. Your life works the same way. If you don't like the movie you're seeing in your life, the experiences, the relationships, the outcomes, you've got to go back and change the script. And that script, it's written by your thoughts. Here's another powerful thought to ponder. Your thoughts become your reality. It's like programming a computer. What you feed into it, it processes and brings to life on the screen. So if you're feeding your mind with thoughts of limitation, that's what it's going to output. But if you start feeding it thoughts of possibility, thoughts of expansion, thoughts of joy, that's when your life starts to reflect those beautiful, expansive possibilities. Now, let me tell you a story to bring this home. Years ago, I had a friend who was struggling with finances. He was always talking about how money was tight, how he never seemed to have enough, how he just couldn't get ahead. And the more he focused on lack, the more he seemed to attract situations that confirmed that lack. One day I said to him, what if just for a moment you started thinking of yourself as already abundant? What if you started affirming that money flows easily into your life? It was a hard shift for him to make because up until that point he had been programmed to believe in scarcity, but he started small. Every morning he would affirm, I am open to receiving abundance. He would go through his day noticing little moments of prosperity, a discount on something he needed, a friend buying him coffee, finding spare change on the street, and slowly, almost miraculously, things began to change. Opportunities he hadn't seen before started showing up. Money began flowing in from unexpected sources, all because he shifted his thoughts from lack to abundance. Now, you might be thinking, Wayne, that sounds too simple. Just change your thoughts, but remember, simple doesn't mean easy. It takes awareness, it takes commitment, it takes practice. But every time you choose a thought of abundance over lack, of love over fear, of joy over resentment, you're training your mind to attract more of that energy. Here's a little exercise you can do next time you find yourself slipping into a thought of doubt or fear. Pause, take a deep breath, and consciously replace that thought with one that aligns with the life you want to create. If you catch yourself thinking, I don't have enough, replace it with, I am open to receiving more than enough. If you're thinking, I'm not good enough, try, I am worthy of all the good life has to offer. Because the truth is, you have a choice. You can choose thoughts that serve you or thoughts that hold you back. And with each choice, you're shaping the reality you'll live in. So here's my invitation to you: start paying attention. Start noticing the thoughts you're choosing, because those thoughts are the magnets that are creating your life. And when you start choosing thoughts that align with love, with abundance, with joy, we'll just watch what happens. Because life, my friend, will start to align with you. You see, this isn't just about positive thinking, it's about aligning with the truth of who you are. It's about realizing that at your core, you are already abundant, you are already worthy, you are already worthy, you are already loved. And when you start thinking from that place, that's when you begin to attract the life that's waiting for you. Imagine for a moment that you're sitting in complete stillness, no to-do lists, no what's next, just you here in the present. Take a deep breath. Feel the air as it fills your lungs. Exhale and let go of everything else. In this exact moment, ask yourself, what am I grateful for? Not yesterday, not tomorrow, right here, right now. Gratitude. We've all heard about it, been told to practice it, even reminded that we should feel it. But what does it mean to truly live in gratitude? To make gratitude the foundation of our lives? You see, gratitude is more than just a word or an exercise. It's a silent force, a partner that walks with you, aligning the universe to bring more of what you cherish into your life. Gratitude is the silent partner of attraction. And if you truly want to attract more blessings, more abundance, more joy into your life, begin with gratitude. Here's a powerful truth: the more you focus on what you appreciate, the more the universe responds in kind. It's almost as if the universe hears, ah, they like this. Let's send more of that their way. When you express gratitude, you open up channels for blessings to flow into your life. Gratitude changes your frequency. It tunes your vibration to a higher level, and that energy, positive, abundant, joyful, starts attracting the same things right back to you. Just think about it for a moment. Isn't that extraordinary? Want more of something? Then start by being grateful for what you already have. I can almost hear some of you saying, but Wayne, I want more than what I have now. I'm grateful, sure, but there's so much more I want, and that's beautiful. You should desire more, aspire to higher heights. That's part of your journey. But remember this: you don't get to those heights by looking up with longing. You get there by planting your feet firmly in appreciation. It's not about chasing, it's about allowing. When you're filled with gratitude, you stop seeking, you stop grasping, and you let the universe bring to you exactly what you need. I want you to consider the idea of starting each day by being grateful for things that haven't even happened yet. Now that sounds radical, doesn't it? But imagine it with me. Imagine waking up in the morning, taking a deep breath, and thanking the universe in advance for the blessings of the day. Imagine being grateful for a perfect day at work, for meaningful conversations, for feeling connected and joyful. See how that changes things? When you approach life with that sense of already fulfilled gratitude, you're essentially telling the universe, I trust you and I know you'll meet my needs. Here's a hook for you. Begin to thank the universe in advance for what you want and watch how fast it arrives. When you start living in gratitude, you stop looking at what's missing and you start noticing all that's present. And this shift, it's life-changing, because the truth is, everything you want, all the abundance, love, joy, it's all around you. But the question is, are you open to seeing it? Gratitude opens your eyes to the fullness of life. Suddenly, the little things aren't so little. A kind word, a cup of coffee in the morning, a warm smile from a stranger, these become treasures when you live in gratitude. Here's something I invite you to try. A simple exercise to align yourself with this energy of gratitude every evening before you go to bed. Take a moment to mentally list 3 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be grand or profound, just honest. And let that gratitude settle in your heart. Feel it. Imagine that this feeling of appreciation is like planting seeds in the soil of your mind. Those seeds, they grow into the blessings of tomorrow. Let's talk about something that so many people overlook. Most people are in love with more and more money, more love, more success, and wanting more isn't wrong, it's natural. But here's the paradox: the path to more starts with fully appreciating less. When you can look at what you have right now, no matter how humble or small it might seem, and feel true gratitude for it, you're telling the universe, I am ready for more. Think of it this way: the universe is like a friend who brings you gifts. If you brush them aside, always waiting for the next better thing, your friend won't feel inclined to keep bringing gifts. But if you cherish every gift, no matter how small, they'll want to keep coming back with more. Now let's get real. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring your challenges or pretending everything is perfect. Life has ups and downs, and we all face difficult times. But here's the secret: even in the hardest times, there's something to be grateful for. And when you find it, even if it's just a glimmer, that gratitude becomes a source of strength. It helps you rise above the struggle, see the lesson, find the blessing. Because sometimes gratitude is the path that brings peace in the middle of the storm. So even when things aren't going the way you hoped, even when you feel like the world is testing you, try to find just one thing to be thankful for. You'll be amazed at how this shifts your perspective, how it opens doors you never even noticed were there. And that brings us to a crucial point: gratitude isn't just an emotion, it's a state of being. You can feel grateful, yes, but to live in gratitude is a whole other level. Living in gratitude means you carry this sense of appreciation with you all the time. You wake up grateful, you go through your day grateful, and you end your night grateful. You live in this constant quiet joy, and that joy has a magnetic quality to it. It draws good things in. It attracts abundance. Here's another thought to let sink in: gratitude attracts abundance, but abundance also deepens gratitude. The two are like a cycle, each feeding the other. When you're grateful, you attract more, and the more you attract, the more grateful you become. And that cycle, it becomes a force of nature, propelling you toward a life filled with blessings. Now, let's be clear: gratitude isn't a trick to make things happen. It's not a strategy or a tool, it's a way of being. When you express gratitude, you're not trying to control or manipulate the universe. You're aligning with the flow of life, surrendering to its wisdom, trusting that it knows what's best for you. Gratitude is an invitation. It says to the universe, I am open, I am ready, I am willing to receive all the good that life has to offer. And with that openness, life responds. Now here's an image I want to leave with you. Imagine you're holding a cup and it's half full. Now you can look at that cup and say, only half left. I wish it were full. Or you can look at that same cup and say, I am so grateful for every drop in here. Which one do you think invites more to come? The answer is simple. The more you appreciate each drop, the more you'll find your cup overflowing. So if you want to attract more into your life, start by noticing what you already have. Not with a sense of lack or scarcity, but with a sense of genuine, deep gratitude. And I promise you this: when you live from this place, the world will open up in ways you never thought possible. Let's start right here, right now. Take a moment and ask yourself, what do you believe in your core? Not just the surface stuff, not the quick answers that come to mind, but what do you believe deep down about who you are, what you're capable of, and what you deserve? Because those core beliefs, those are the foundation of your reality. They shape every single experience, every relationship, every outcome. You may not realize it, but what's holding you back from living the life you dream of isn't out there. It's in here. Now here's a hook for you. Imagine for a moment that every belief you hold is like a lens through which you see the world. And here's the wild part: that lens is something you control. Yes, you get to decide how clear or cloudy that lens is. You get to decide if it's fogged up by past hurts, doubts, and fears, or if it's crystal clear, aligned with love, potential, and possibility. But here's the catch: until you look at those beliefs, until you shine a light on what you're holding in your core, that lens remains murky. You keep creating your life through beliefs that no longer serve you. So I want to ask you something radical tonight. What if you let go of the beliefs that are no longer serving you? I'm not talking about just brushing them aside. I'm talking about seeing them for what they are: old stories, hand-me-down limitations that once kept you safe but now keep you small. Because here's the truth: the beliefs you hold in your core create the reality around you. You don't just perceive life through them, you build your world with them. The more you believe in lack, the more lack shows up in your life. The more you believe in abundance, the more abundance finds its way to you. Think about it: when you truly believe you're not enough, you'll attract situations that confirm it. You'll meet people who doubt you, encounter opportunities that slip away, and face challenges that feel insurmountable. It's not because life is against you, it's because at a deep level, you are holding that belief in your core. So let's dig into those beliefs. Let's shine a light on them one by one. Maybe some of them go way back to childhood, to experiences that left a mark, to words spoken by people who were doing the best they could, but maybe didn't know better. And yet those words, those ideas, you're not enough, you'll never be successful, love is hard to come by, they took root. They became a part of your story. But what if you could rewrite that story? What if right now you could decide to let go of every belief that's been holding you back? Here's a hook to keep you with me. The moment you change a belief, you change your reality. Imagine that. Imagine the power in that realization. You don't have to wait for the world to change. You don't have to wait for someone to validate you, to believe in you, to say, yes, you're enough. You get to decide right here, right now, that you are worthy of everything you desire. And as soon as you believe it, truly believe it, you begin to attract it. It's like tuning into a radio station. When your beliefs are tuned to a frequency of lack, of doubt, of I'm not enough, you're going to pick up signals that match that. But when you start believing in your core that you are worthy, that you are powerful, that you are here to live a life of purpose and joy, that's when things shift. You start tuning into a new frequency, and suddenly life begins to respond to the person you're becoming. Let's make this practical. I want you to think about one belief you've been carrying around that doesn't serve you anymore. Maybe it's about money. Maybe it's about love. Maybe it's about what you're capable of. And I want you to picture that belief like a coat you've been wearing for years. It's comfortable, it's familiar, but it's worn out, it's heavy, and it doesn't fit anymore. Now I want you to take a breath and imagine taking off that coat. Feel the weight of it slipping away. Feel how light you are without it. You're letting go of that belief because it's no longer part of who you are becoming. Because here's the truth: you are not your beliefs. Beliefs are choices. They're thoughts you've held on to so tightly that they feel like part of you. But they're not fixed, and they're certainly not permanent. You get to decide what to believe. And when you do, your reality starts to shift to match that belief. What if you started believing that life is working for you, not against you? What if you believed that everything that has happened, every hardship, every challenge was there to bring you closer to your truest self? What if you could see every experience as a stepping stone toward the life you're meant to live? Here's a little exercise. Close your eyes and imagine yourself 5 years from now, living the life you truly desire. Feel it in every cell of your body. Imagine the joy, the fulfillment, the love that surrounds you. Now ask yourself, what would that version of me believe? What would they think about themselves? How would they see the world? And here's the magic in that question. When you start believing as that future self believes, you begin to embody that future now. You begin to attract experiences that match that version of you. You don't have to wait for it to happen. You can start living it, feeling it, believing it right now. But I know letting go of beliefs isn't always easy. They're comfortable. They feel like old friends. But remember, this growth never happens in comfort. You can stay where you are, holding on to beliefs that keep you small, or you can let them go and step into the unknown, where all your potential is waiting. Because here's a secret: you are so much more than you've been allowing yourself to be. You are not defined by your past. You are not limited by what others have said, by what you've been taught to believe. You are limitless. You are the embodiment of possibility. I want to tell you something powerful. The universe responds to who you believe yourself to be. When you believe deep down that you are worthy, that you are deserving, that you are enough, life begins to mirror that belief. You begin to attract people who see your worth. Opportunities come that align with your highest potential. Challenges come, yes, but they don't defeat you, they shape you. So I want you to decide right now to let go of just one belief that's holding you back. Just one. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's the belief that I don't have enough time. Maybe it's I'll never find love. Maybe it's I'm not smart enough, talented enough, strong enough, whatever it is, let it go. Release it. And as you let it go, I want you to replace it with something new, something powerful, something that aligns with the future you're creating. Say it out loud if you can. I am worthy of all the good life has to offer. Say it again. And believe it. Let that belief take root in your core. The old beliefs, they're like sand slipping through your fingers. The more you try to hold on to them, the more they slip away. But the new beliefs, the beliefs that serve you, that elevate you, those are like seeds. The more you nurture them, the stronger they grow, until one day you wake up and realize that you've created a reality that reflects who you truly are. And here's a truth that may surprise you: beliefs are contagious. When you start living in alignment with your highest self, when you start embodying beliefs of love, abundance, and possibility, you become a light for others. People around you will feel it, they'll see it, and they'll be inspired by it. You have the power to elevate not just your own life, but the lives of everyone around you. That's the power of aligning with your true beliefs. So tonight, as you go to sleep, take one last look at the old beliefs you've been carrying. Thank them because they served a purpose. But then let them go. Let them drift away. And as you close your eyes, focus on the beliefs that will shape the life you're meant to live. And tomorrow when you wake up, carry those new beliefs with you. Step into your day knowing that you are enough, that you are worthy, that life is here to support you. And watch as those beliefs take root, as they begin to shape your reality in ways you never could have imagined. Remember, what you believe in your core is what shapes your reality. Let's get into it. Abundance isn't somewhere you get to, it's a way of being. It's not a destination you arrive at when you have more, make more, or achieve more. No, abundance is a mindset, a lens set, a lens through which you look at the world, a frequency you tune yourself to. And here's what happens when you do that: abundance starts to flow to you effortlessly, naturally, without strain. Let's break that down. If abundance is a mindset, then it's something you have the power to choose in every single moment. Think of it like tuning into a radio station. Right now you might be tuned into a station of scarcity, maybe without even realizing it. You're hearing, I don't have enough, I need more, I'm behind. But what if you shifted to a different frequency? One that says, I am enough, I have enough, I'm exactly where I need to be. Can you imagine how freeing that would feel? See, abundance doesn't start with what's out there, it starts right here, inside you. Consider this: when you're operating from a place of lack, you can feel it. Your energy is heavy, tight, worried. You're thinking, how can I get more? But when you're in an abundant state of mind, your energy is open, relaxed, grateful. You start noticing things that were already around you, but you didn't see before. You notice the sun shining, the kindness in a stranger's smile, the simple joy of having enough food, shelter, health. And here's the powerful part. Once you tune into that energy of abundance, it starts attracting even more abundance. It's like a snowball. Every moment you choose to see the good, the possibilities, you're amplifying that energy within you. And that energy draws more of the same. Now let's pause for a second. Think about something you desire right now. It could be financial security, a relationship, health, whatever it is. Got it in your mind? Good. Now ask yourself, who would I be if I already had this? If that desire were already fulfilled, who would you be? How would you feel? How would you behave? Most likely you'd feel peaceful, maybe even joyful. You'd be at ease. You'd stop clinging, striving, or stressing. Now here's the secret. Start being that person now. Start embodying that energy of peace, ease, and joy, not because the thing you want has shown up yet, but because you know deep down that it's already on its way. That shift alone can change your life. Act as if not from a place of pretending, but from a place of trust. Trust that life is always supporting you, always providing for you. Trust that what's meant for you will not pass you by. Let me tell you a little story. There was a time when I was struggling financially, back before I was the Wayne Dyer you see now. I was scraping by, worrying every day about how I'd make ends meet. And one day it hit me, I was looking at life through the lens of not enough. So I decided to try an experiment. Every time a thought of worry or lack came up, I chose to replace it with gratitude. I found something, anything to be thankful for in that moment. Maybe it was just the warm bed I had to sleep in or the food on my plate. Slowly but surely something shifted within me. That mindset of gratitude started to fill me up until one day I realized I wasn't afraid anymore. I wasn't obsessing over money, and wouldn't you know it? That's when money started flowing in almost effortlessly. So let's try this together. Right now, think of one thing in your life that you're grateful for. Hold that thought, feel it deeply, and let it sink in. Now add another and another. Let gratitude become a habit. Let it fill you up until there's no more room for thoughts of lack. And as you do this, watch how your life begins to transform. Now let's talk about something important. Scarcity is a habit, but so is abundance. Most of us were raised in environments where we heard things like, money doesn't grow on trees save for a rainy day, or life is a struggle. These ideas were planted in us at a young age, and they became our default settings. But you can change those settings. You can rewire your brain to look for abundance instead of lack. It starts with small daily practices. One simple way is to catch yourself whenever you think, I don't have enough. Instead say, I have enough and more is on its way. Let me ask you, what would your life look like if you stopped chasing and started allowing? Imagine for a moment that everything you want is already yours. Imagine that life isn't something you have to struggle through or fight against. Imagine that life is here to support you, to bless you, to fill you with all the abundance you can handle. What if you stopped trying to get and instead focused on giving? Because here's the paradox: when you give freely, with an open heart, abundance flows back to you in ways you can't even imagine. Give love, and love finds you. Give joy, and joy multiplies around you. Give of your time, your kindness, your energy, and watch how the universe mirrors that back to you. This is how abundance works. It's not something you take from the world, it's something you bring to the world. It's a cycle, a beautiful, endless flow. The more you give, the more you receive. And the more you receive, the more you have to give. It's a constant, ever-flowing energy that you're a part of. Let's get practical for a moment. I want you to try something every morning when you wake up. Before you even get out of bed, set an intention. Say to yourself, today I choose to see the abundance around me. I choose to see all the ways I am supported. And throughout the day, make a conscious effort to look for signs of that abundance. It might be the money in your pocket, the smile of a friend, the food on your plate. Let each moment of abundance be a reminder that life is on your side. Here's another powerful exercise. At the end of each day, take a few moments to write down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be something as simple as a warm shower or a good conversation. When you make this a habit, you're training your mind to focus on what you do have instead of what you lack. And that shift in focus is everything, because what you focus on grows. See, abundance is about knowing that there's enough for everyone, that the world is an overflowing well of goodness, of beauty, of joy. And when you approach life from that perspective, you become a magnet for even more. People, opportunities, resources, they're all drawn to the energy of abundance. They're drawn to people who live with an open heart and an open mind, who trust that the universe has their back. So ask yourself, are you open? Are you open to receiving? Are you open to letting life surprise you, to letting abundance flow into your life in ways you never expected? Because here's the truth, abundance will find you, but only if you're ready to receive it. And being ready means letting go of doubt, letting go of fear, and stepping into the knowing that you are worthy of every good thing life has to offer. Now, some of you might be thinking, this sounds great, but what about my reality? Maybe you're facing bills, challenges, or setbacks that feel overwhelming. And I hear you. I know it can be hard to focus on abundance when life feels like it's throwing you one curveball after another. But here's the thing, abundance is not about denying reality, it's about creating a new one. It starts with a single thought, I am abundant. Just that one thought, repeated every day, can create a shift. And as you start to believe it, as you start to embody that energy, your reality will begin to shift as well. Life will start to open up in ways you never thought possible. But you have to believe it first. You have to see it first in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit. Remember, you're not just a passive observer in life, you're a co-creator. You have the power to bring your desires into reality by aligning with the energy of abundance. So start today. Choose abundance. Choose gratitude. Choose to see the world as a place of endless possibilities. Because once you make that choice, everything you desire will begin to find you.